What is up, family? What is up? Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about love, communication, magnetism, attractiveness, all the things. But before we do, I want to jam a little bit of music. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Let me know if y'all can hear it. It's Fantasia When I See You. Let me turn it up some. Hey, yeah. I go the other way. Peace and welcome. I chose this song for a reason. Let me know if y'all can hear it. You're always on my mind. When you come around, I get shy. When I see you. When I see you. When I see you. Fantasia was macking right here. It's breaking up? Oh no. All right, y'all. That's Fantasia. Listen, if I was live on my computer, it would have been easier to share the screen and let y'all get into the vibes, but I am not. I am live from the phone. And I wanted to play that song because Fantasia was macking, right? She was like, when I see you, okay? Fantasia was trying to pull up. And in this time of us getting closer to Valentine's Day, whether you celebrate it or not, it forces us to look at our relationship life. It forces us to look at our love life, whether we are coupled up or single. That reflection is going to happen. And so I just wanted to come on today to talk to the spiritual women about love, communication, magnetism. Like, what do you do when you see that person? Or how do you keep that love, that chemistry, that sexiness alive within your relationships, right? So that's what I want to talk about. If any of you have, go ahead and start dropping your questions in the comments. Okay, go ahead and start dropping your questions in the chat. Okay, again, love, relationships. We could even get into a little bit of a sexy time, communication, all of the good things. Funny enough, this morning while I was having my morning shower, Spirit was like, "Girl, you got to get online and talk about communication." What I realized for myself is that I can talk, right? I can converse. I can have an intriguing conversation with Jack, Jane, John, Jill. It doesn't matter who it is, right? There is an art to communicate, there's an art to conversing. There is a way that we as women must speak in order to create that magnetism, in order to create that attraction, right? And with the Nu Love Life event coming up, I want to make sure that all of the ladies are ready. I want to make sure that all the ladies can pick up on game, right? In the best way possible. And ladies, listen up. We have to have game as well. We have to know how to communicate with a potential partner or with our partners in a way that makes them feel wanted or in a way that makes them, feel into and understand where we are actually coming from, right? And so as I was in the shower this morning, I was like, you know what? We got to talk about that. So, ladies, in the comments right now, if it is easy for you to converse, if it is easy for you to spark up conversation, if it is easy for you to catch a vibe with a partner or even with another woman, let me know in the comments. I want to know. But if you find yourself being a little bit anxious in social settings, if you are like, girl, I don't know how to spark a conversation, or maybe you're questioning if your energy reads open, receptive, ready for love, let me know where you are. Let me know where you are. I talk to people almost every day, online and in person. And I just realized that people actually enjoy talking to me, right? From my homegirls to parents that I work with to coaches that I co work with. It's literally a skill. And the ability to communicate, y'all, it's the thing that makes the difference in us getting what we want out of life and us not, right? And so, yeah, let me know, where do y'all stand with communication? Is it easy for you? Is it hard for you? Do you feel awkward? Let me know. What is up, everybody, in the comments? Let me say hey to y'all. Ray Sway, hey. Hey, my love, Dream. Hey, Cosmic Energy. Arslan. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Fabi. Hey, Heart Ecologist. Hey, girl. All right, let's see what you put here. You said, I'm a little bit on the spectrum and I'm healing communication. Wow. Listen, I get that. I get that. A little bit neurodivergent. We are all different. Hi, Mike. Everybody is different. And so, the things that I want to talk about today when it comes down to communication and energy, um, is really things that we can all apply no matter how your brain kinds of works, because it's about your uniqueness. That's the thing that I've learned about being attractive and magnetic, right? It's not about fitting into this one box of attraction, right? Because you could be attracting to somebody or attractive to somebody who is totally like outside of your scope. Like, so let me give you an example. So a lot of y'all know I coach volleyball. If you don't know, I coach volleyball, right? And I am always having to communicate with parents from all different types of backgrounds. Some are Indian, Pakistan, white, Brazilian, Venezuelan. Like, I am talking to people from all different types of backgrounds, right? And I always find that people stay in the conversation a little bit longer than what is necessary because they're interested or they're intrigued or they just want to know more. And when I think about what I'm doing to create that energy with them, it's some things that I feel like all of us can do no matter where you are, no matter who you are talking to. Because here's what we got to understand: attraction is not just about romance. We have to use our magnetism and a certain level of energy to attract that job opportunity, to attract that promotion, to attract or magnetize new friends and things of that nature. So the things that we have to do in communication, it is just beautiful. I had a father a few weeks ago stop me and was just like, "Hey, did you grow up in a certain area?" And I'm like, "Actually, I did. What makes you say that?" He was just like, "I don't know. It's just something about you that just feels so familiar." And I just kind of explored, what he was talking about. Mind you, this guy is like a 60-year-old white guy. And through that little engagement, I got to know so much about this guy and his family and where they're from. And I could just tell that now every time he comes to the gym, he's like excited to see me or he wants to have further communication, all because how I did these few things, right? And again, communication is not just for romance, even though that's definitely where I'm coming from for the ladies that I'm talking to today. I want you to be able to be confident in your communication and allow yourself to be open to receive and to flow and to magnetize the partnership that you want. Okay. So, one of the first things that Spirit kind of downloaded into me that has made me a good communicator and that makes me attractive and magnetic to people just in life is one, body language. You've heard this before. Communication is like 90% body language. It's what is the body communicating? Ladies, I'm telling you, if your arms are always crossed like this, which I'm guilty of it too. Like, this just feels comfortable sometimes. But if your arms are always crossed like this, the body language is reading, not receptive. The communication is reading, not open, right? So body language is so important. Like, are you sitting up straight, chest out, things like that? This energy is magnetic and attractive because it says you're not, closed off. You're not afraid of something. You're not in this unconscious state of fight or flight, right? When a woman can carry a body language that says receptive, open, safe, free, that right there automatically makes you more attractive. Because so many women have been accustomed to resting bitch face, right? Because so many women are just like, that's just my face. Like, things are just going on in my mind. We don't understand how that energy can be off-putting and how that energy can block magnetism and attraction, not just romantically, but even platonically. Like, there's some women that are wanting to connect with you, that are wanting to be friends with you, but you're at work like this or just curled over. Okay. So, number one, communication for attraction and magnetism is going to be body language. And in order to have better control over your body language, you have to be more in tune with your body, right? So, ladies, in the comments, in the chat right now, when you are out and about, are you aware of yourself? Are you aware of your positioning? Like, when you're strolling through the grocery store, right? Are you like, is your body language like, I'm super focused, I'm lasered in, I'm just trying to get through this store and grab all the things that I need? Or when you're in the grocery store, are you flowing? Are you breezing through the aisles? Are you allowing yourself to take your time? All of these things is communicating a certain energy that is either turning away potential partners or potential friendship or situations, or that is open and inviting, right? That's number one, body language. How are you positioned? Love that. The second thing, when it comes down to communication that makes you more attractive and magnetic is curiosity. Curiosity. When you start talking to someone, it doesn't matter if you're a teacher and you're talking to one of your students' parents, if you work in customer service and you're talking to a customer, if you are at a bar, at a restaurant, and you are talking to the server, all of these things matter, and you want to have a curious energy, meaning you want to be interested in the other person. And listen, the way that we do this is not even just through our words, but literally in our minds. We should be asking ourselves and inquiring about what is the energy this person is carrying. Right? So yesterday, Dream and I had a little date day. It is officially crawfish season in Houston, and I was like, babe, I want some crawfish. And so after we went and checked out the building that we're hosting the Nu Love Life event at, if y'all don't know, in Houston next weekend, oh my God, we are having the Nu Love Life event. If you do not know what that is, let me tell you. Myself, Dream Wise, who's my husband, and our good friend, Brother Yosef, has curated this sacred space for spiritual men and women to come together and connect both platonically and romantically. Okay, we are setting the tone for chemistry, for connection, and for the conversation to be had, which is why we're talking about communication today. Because I want all the ladies and gentlemen who will be attending, and even if you are not, I want you to be able to pick up on those subtle social cues that help you to position yourself to receive what it is that you want, that help you to get in a space where you are able to magnetize and attract your desires. So we decided to create a space for like-minded individuals to come together. We just realized that There's not many opportunities for you to connect with people who have similar interests like spirituality, self development, healing, transformation, right? Like it's just not happening. And so we've decided to be those people. And so that's what we're doing at the Nu Love Life event. And so yesterday, after Dream and I and Brother Yosef met at the venue to make sure that everything was together, Dream and I decided to go and get some food. And the lady who was serving us was so like, oh, thank you. I mean, her eyelashes were literally this long, right? Her eyelashes were literally the butterflies, right? But she really just owned herself, her differentness, her uniqueness. I mean, the woman was a black woman. She was taller than me, probably like 6'2" or something. And she just wasn't playing small. She just wasn't hiding. But her energy was also so like much that I wondered if she would sustain it. I wondered if that energy was actually sustainable. And so the entire time that we were there, maybe like hour and a half, every single time she came back and greeted us, it was my pleasure. And it was, oh yes. And it was, I mean, she was a little bit extra. Okay. She was a little bit extra. Okay. But I could tell that she was consciously doing the work to maintain a high vibration, not just in her communication with us, but that's just who she decided to be. The curiosity, though, was me inquiring about her, right? Me just being interested in her. And this led to us having some conversation. So, for example, when she came out, because we decided to sit outside, mind y'all, the weather in Houston right now, it is absolutely impeccable. If you want to have a Houston winter and you want to feel that warmth and that gentle breeze, come next weekend. I mean, the weather is just sexy. Okay. Also, come dressed to impress because your girl is going to be dressed to impress, right? Dream has his outfit ready. I got my outfit ready. We are not coming to play. But, anyways, I was just so curious about this woman. And it just led to an unfoldment of a beautiful conversation. We were talking about the sun. We realized that where I used to work at a high school. She used to work directly across from that high school at the same restaurant that she was serving at yesterday. And so I was just curious about her. And it led to this beautiful engagement which led to me leaving a review on Google saying how I enjoyed her service and everything like that. And so her curiosity about us, her desire to serve us and to understand us led to me leaving a very real and honest review on at the place that she works, which gives her kudos and appreciation for management and for potential people who will visit that same restaurant, right? And so curiosity, being curious about someone else makes you more attractive, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody has some ego and people want to know that you are interested in them. And when you are interested in them, they become more interested in you. Or they want to just show up for you, or they want to just give to you, or they want to just serve you. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing to observe and to witness and see how just being interested in someone else can actually open up doors. This has happened to me, and this always happens to me. Where, so that same woman who we went to the restaurant with, when she opened the door for us, and she welcome to BB's, when she did all of that, and she said, welcome, I asked her, how are you? And when I said, how are you? I wasn't just saying it off of autopilot. I'm saying it because I'm entering your space. I want to know who you are. You're probably going to be engaging and dealing with us over the next few hours or hour or so. And I want you to be well, right? And so when I asked her, and I paused for an answer, she was like, oh my gosh, thank you for asking. Literally the same exact thing happened when I went in the grocery store. A young Spanish guy who's checking me out. When I pulled up to the lane and I said, how are you? He was like, I'm good. Thanks for asking. So many people are not being um, asked about. So many people are going through their day to day life without somebody actually caring about them and where they are, right? And so, if you can just become curious about other people, you're automatically more attractive. You're automatically more magnetic, right? Another thing that goes into that is people are always judging people based off of what they see. Right when you see a person, you assume you know. You assume who they are. People always have these preconceived notions, right? And when we live in a world like that, to be open enough to actually know the person beyond what you see is such a gift. And it makes you a person that people want to know and that people want to connect with. It makes you different, right? And that was something that was always easy for me, being curious about other people. And so if you are naturally not that way, I am encouraging you to become that way. Why? The more you become curious about others, the more you get to know, the more you learn, the more you expand. It makes you just a full bodied person. It makes you more interesting. It makes you more attractive, right? And so you would be surprised at the things that get offered to you just by you being curious, right? Let me know in the comments. Are y'all curious, right? Like when y'all meet somebody at the grocery store or at work, a coworker or something, do you actually have a certain level of intrigue? The person could be basic and bland as hell. You can still be curious about that. You can still be curious about that. So here is a little technique. Here's a little technique. When you are out and about, especially if you are looking to attract more romance and friendship and connection, especially if you are looking to develop relationships, the next time you are talking to someone, ask them questions. More than you answer questions, more than you talk about yourself, ask them questions. And then how you respond to their question would partner your experiences, your life. You're going to find a connection. You're going to find a resonance with that person. And you're going to explore that resonance, right? So, like the lady yesterday, she was like, we sat outside. I was like, yeah, we're just enjoying the sun. She went into a whole diatribe about how she grew up with her grandparents brewing their tea in the sun. And then I followed up with something that I've heard about food in the sun, right? There's a guy that I work with. I found out that a guy that I met at work, he's a parent, right? Like I said, I talk to a lot of parents. Found out we both grew up in the same area, A-Leaf, right? Mind you, this is a white guy. A-Leaf in my upbringing was all black. All I knew was black. Maybe you get some Asians, maybe you get some Africans, but it was black. And then I get this white guy that says, yeah, I grew up in A-Leaf too. I graduated from here in this year. Automatic, there's a resonance there. So you want to look for a common thread between you and that person. So when you come to the Nu Love Lyfe event, of course, even being in that room, there's going to be some commonality, right? Because obviously you have to have something of interest, right? You got to be into some sort of spirituality, healing, wholeness, metaphysics. You got to be into something like that. So that's already going to be there. But I want to challenge you to see if you can find other connections even beyond spirituality. Are you both into fitness? Do you eat a certain way? Similar professions, things of that nature. The more things you can find in common with a person, again, the more attractive and the more magnetic you become. Okay? Anybody have any questions about that? Also, let me know in the comments if you do, right? Because these conversations about love, relationships, sensuality, and sexuality, they're like my jam. I love it. So drop your questions in the comments. Also, I want to say the Nu Love Lyfe readings are available. So if communication is something that you've been struggling with, if you have been afraid of putting yourself out there, if you get anxious, things like that, get that reading. In that reading, we're going to discover where your safety actually lies. Like, what things do you need to work on to feel safe, to be yourself, and to communicate and to receive feedback from other people? What things are you needing to communicate that would actually make you more attractive? So many times, women are hiding. So many times women are hiding. You're not sharing who it is you actually are. Oh my God, that's a big thing. That is a big thing. That actually goes into number 3 when it comes down to communication and being attractive and magnetic. Ladies, you have to have charisma. And charisma is really just about being you. There's some things about you that make you so sexy, that make you so attractive and so magnetic, but you won't allow yourself to be that charismatic being. You won't allow yourself to just be you because you've been programmed with this belief that you have to be a certain way to actually be attractive, to actually be magnetic. When the reality is, people are attracted to people who are authentic. People are attracted to people who have totally embraced and accepted themselves, right? And so, a major part of communication is allowing you to just be you, your differenter, weird, unique, creative, artistic, neurodivergent self. You have to understand that it is your quirks, it is that uniqueness, it is that will actually help you to attract and magnetize the partnerships and the friendships that you actually want. When we are being something other than ourselves, or when we are being a version of ourselves that is in hiding, we are only attracting the people, the situations, the circumstances. We are literally attracting an illusion, right? Because we've heard the saying, like attracts like. So when we are not being our authentic self, when we are not allowing ourselves to be fully embodied, when we are existing as we think we should and not as we are attracting something that is not real and something that is not grounded. And that's why these relationships don't last. That's why these friendships don't last, right? So a part of the work is being you, right? Because what it will help you see, it will help you see who is actually in alignment with you, right? It would help you to actually be like, okay, this is my person, this is my community, this is my tribe, and this is not. So it's such a beautiful thing to just allow yourselves to be free. Are there any of you who struggle with allowing yourself to just be you? Here's what that looks like. Here's what that looks like in a physical, really real way. It looks like always calculating in your mind and trying to be 2, 3, 4 steps ahead about what it is you want to say. You already have your whole dialogue planned in your mind of what you're going to say. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work because the energy and where you are may call for something different. So you're plotting and planning what you want to say based off of what you assume the situation or the circumstance will be. And then somebody is in front of you and they're presenting something else and you can't even read it because you've already You got your playbook already written down and it's not in alignment with the moment. So, in order to be more magnetic and to be more charismatic, you have to be present. This is good. I'm telling you, you want to be able to talk to anybody, no matter their background, where they come from, their age, whatever. If you can converse and communicate, if you can be present and read energy, you can have what it is you desire. Or you could even have the clarity to realize when something isn't for you and you adjust from there. So, charisma, so good. So good. It's just like, do you, boo? Do you? I think a lot of the times the fear and the hesitation from doing you, being you, and embracing your uniqueness is a lot of the past disappointment, right? And feeling like you as you are is not good enough, or feeling like you have to plot and plan in order to get what it is you desire, right? And so you want to leave the past in the past. I am encouraging all of you to leave the past in the past and be present in the present moment, right? That's when we are really receiving everything that we need to know about right now. That is when we are receiving everything that we need in order to attract what it is that we desire. It's happening right now. Okay. The fourth thing that spirit and that my experience has literally taught me about communication and how we use it in order to attract love, sensuality, relationships, connection, friendships. Girl, sis, you need some charm. You need some charm. And I truly feel like all of the things I've mentioned prior, from body language, curiosity, charisma, all of these come together to create charm. To be charming is an energy, right? It's a presence and it's a grace, right? It's a grace that we have with ourselves, right? To laugh at ourselves, to be okay not being perfect, to accept our own uniqueness. It's so charming for a person to just allow themselves to be who they are. And at the same time, allowing others to be who they are. And let me tell you, this is literally something that we have to be conscious of and be aware of. Dream and I was talking about this the other day in the car. We were talking about one of my coworkers, right? And we were talking about how, in order for us to get what it is we desire out of life, communication is so key. We're always talking to people, we're always engaging with people. And through those conversations, people are making up in their mind how much they want to give to us or how much they do not. That is just the reality. And this is not a conversation on dependency, it's just a conversation on what it is. And so, for example, Dream and I were talking about an older lady that I work with. This older lady that I work with, she is the manager of a place where I'm a coordinator. So we're both in supervise. Well, she's not over anybody, but she is very key in the sustainability and the operations of the business. She's doing the scheduling. She's making sure the times that you worked is put in properly. She's making sure that the days that you're taking off is covered properly. Like, she's that person, right? She kind of has a little play in your pay, if you know what I'm saying, right? She's more of on the administrative side of the company. I'm more of a directing and guiding, the other coaches and the parents and things like that. And so Dream and I were talking, and I was talking to him about my relationship with her. And he was like, babe, you know what? She's the person, or she's one of the people that you got to get her on your good side, right? Or you got to get on her good side. You got to make her feel like she just loves you and that she would do whatever for you. And I get that. Here's why he was saying that. Because she is the owner of the company who I coach for, best friend, right? The owner who I coach and coordinate for, his wife is best friends with the administrator where I work. And I'm talking about best friends for 30 years. So you see how my relationship to her can indirectly impact what I want to do with this company, right? And at the same time, charm comes from understanding who people are and meeting them where they are and understanding that this does not have to infiltrate your spirit or who you are. So this specific woman, she can sometimes carry an energy of hate, right? Like she just does little petty things and says little petty things. And sometimes the things that she says is valid. And sometimes she's just nitpicking, right? And so in my communication with her, and a part of what makes her still be like, ooh, Desiree, is that when she is doing something that may be a little bit petty, but is accurate, I will validate her. I'll say, girl, you were so right about that. You clocked that one. You called it. That sure was what it was, you know? So that's kind of how charm works. It's about observing where people are, meeting them where they are, giving them the validation that they need. This is a major part, ladies, when you are communicating with your partner, or somebody that you're dating or getting to know, or even somebody that you're just meeting for the first time. A part of the thing that will make you charming is observing things about them and communicating it, right? It makes you so attractive and so magnetic to observe the simple things, the small things, the quiet things, the things that are not so obvious. To be able to observe that and communicate it, wow, clock it. People are going to want to talk to you more. People are going to find you attractive. You better be careful, right? You better be careful, because if you start using these communication techniques, people are going to want to connect with you so much. Like it's going to be like, oh my God, it's too much. Okay, can I spend some time with me, right? So your body language, your energy, being curious about other people, being charismatic, which just means being yourself, being embodied, allowing yourself to be seen, smiling, right? Having that charm, meeting people where they are, noticing the little things about others and appreciating it, and being able to reflect that first and foremost within yourself, too, right? A part of charm is recognizing your own grace, your own gifts, your own talent, and allowing that to be what you give to others, right? Y'all let me know in the comments or in the chat if y'all have any questions on communication and how it can impact your attractiveness, your magnetism, right? Or if you have any questions on love and relationships at all, let me know in the comments or in the chat. That is what we're here to do today. And like I said, I am totally looking forward to doing y'all's Nu Love Lyfe readings. If the things that we've talked about today are a challenge for you, or maybe you do one or two of them well, and then others you want to get better at, the Nu Love Lyfe reading can support you with that. The Nu Love Lyfe reading is literally about doing the alchemy on your love life. That's why we put the word new. This feels like a new thing, right? Something new, right? Even for the people who are in long-term relationships, one of the things that allows Dream and I's relationship to stay new is that we are always communicating. We're always communicating where we are, right? Whether that's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, we communicate. And we even communicate about how we're communicating, right? If we're having that in depth, intimate communication enough, right? Are we listening to each other? Are we being receptive to each other? It doesn't matter where you are in your relationship life, there's always an opportunity to reinvigorate it. And the Nu Love Lyfe Readings is doing that exactly, right? Same thing with the event. This is why the event is for couples and for singles. And I'm seeing some of y'all are like, you have family things going on, or maybe you live a ways away. I totally understand. So many of you will be there in spirit, and so many of you will be there in person. I love it. No questions about love, relationships, communication. Okay. All right, fam. Well, that is my time. Make sure you like, comment, share the video. Let me know what part of these communication tips are you already doing well? Which ones do you struggle with? What do you want to get better at? Go ahead and get that Nu Love Lyfe reading. I'm looking forward to diving deep into it and supporting you and getting that clarity so that you can alchemize, manifest, and experience the love that is meant for you to have. I keep telling y'all, we are not meant to do this life alone, right? And so if we're struggling with making connections, platonically or romantically, we need to look at what is happening at the root. What is happening spiritually? What are you not saying? In what ways do you not feel safe? Or what ways are you actually safe in love that you need to allow yourself to flow in? Oh my God, that brings me to another topic really quickly. Have y'all watched the new movie called Relationship Goals? So Kelly Rowland and Method Man released a movie on Amazon Prime, yeah, on Prime TV called Relationship Goals 333. It's 3:33 right now, y'all. That's some sexy energy right there, right? So they released this movie called Relationship Goals. And of course, it had a lot of corniness in it because these movies always do. But at the same time, it was beautiful and it was real. So the movie really follows the life of, not the life, but the experience of Kelly Rowland, who is an executive producer of a morning news show, and then Method Man, who is her ex boyfriend from many, many years ago, who comes to start working at the same company as her. And in the movie, he's really trying to win her back, but she's so heartbroken and still dealing with unresolved trauma that she doesn't allow herself to receive him at first, right? She's still in that fight or flight mode. She's still in that resistant mode. She's still running to her job, running to her work in an attempt to avoid love. In the movie, she has two friends. One who's just been single for forever. And so she is on all the dating apps and she is going on dates with anybody who will swipe right on her pictures or like them or whatever. And then they also follow another young lady who is in a long term relationship that is lacking commitment, that lacked that next step where he did not put a ring on it. And in the movie, they get this book written by a pastor, and they use the book as a guide for their inner work, for their healing, for their transformation, in order to magnetize the love that they actually desire. And I think it's a good movie, and I think it's a real movie. It's a real movie of what we see all the time. And what I want to say, and I think why that came back up specifically for the women, your past hurt and love is not a pass or a ticket into being love avoidant, right? That pain, that hurt, that dissatisfaction is an opportunity to dig deeper into our healing, right? So if you have not watched that movie, go check it out. Go see which one of those women you may be. Are you the woman that is in a long term relationship that lacks that commitment, that next step? He ain't putting a ring on it. Are you the woman that is just seeking and searching for love, however it comes, and don't have any boundaries or standards set in place because you've created this belief that love is the thing that gives you value or relationships is the thing that gives you value? How do you start to understand that you can have love and be worthy and be uh, um, strategic and intentional right now, regardless? And then the other quality of a type of woman is, are you the woman that is still burdened by her hurt and her pain, that you don't allow yourself to be receptive to the love that is all around you, right? No matter where you are, the Nu Love Life Readings will help you with that. And then the Nu Love Life event will create a space for you to start having the conversation, for you to start feeling into your energy and really identifying what are your thoughts, what are your beliefs, and how does your energy align with you magnetizing or repelling, right? The love that you desire. All right, fam. Peace and love. I'll catch y'all in the next one.